Guide sound, English plus beep. Beep only. Off.